Hi, Clive.
Hey, Ponif, how's it going?
Not so good, Clive. I've been procrastinating. I've been doing no paid reviews. I've just been watching YouTube videos and trying to get my mojo back. I've been a little bit down, Clyde.
What have you been watching on YouTube? Doug DeMuro?
Doug DeMuro, other classic car sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing on watches, mind you. Nothing interests me on watches. The other channels are so boring. There's nothing. They're all commercial spins. You know that? I watch my own stuff to get excited on watches. You know that?
I could believe that, yeah, because actually you're not. That's why you have to charge for paid watch reviews, because you're not getting paid by the big companies. You're not on the corporate take.
We're not on the corporate take. Clive, I've got a paid review. This is for Logan. We won't say his last name in case he's sensitive. So many of my viewers are sensitive. Let's read you this paid review. Hi, Arch. Long-time viewer of the channel. Big fan. After recently acquiring my third Grail watch, the Tudor Heritage Black Bay Blue with the ETA movement, I felt that this would be a good time to finally do a watch collection review with the Parnef. I started out with Seiko Citizen shitters galore. After watching your channel, I decided to take your advice, sell off all my watches, and invest in three high-quality pieces. I acquired the Omega Speedmaster 3570.50 first this past year as a college graduation gift to myself. A BS in finance. A few months later, I acquired a 1980 Rolex Datejust 16013 on a complete whim, succumbing to what I perceived to be a great deal. Finally, just a few weeks ago, I received the Tudor Heritage Black Bay Blue, which now completes my Holy Trinity trio. Now, let's get a. I think the viewers want to see. They want to see this collection, don't they? They want to see what is this watch.
Absolutely,
this
yes.
collection look like. So let's.
April, what?
So
Sorry, go ahead.
who are you shouting to there? Alexa, that's your girlfriend, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool. Here's the collection. Take a look at this. Tell me what you think. Yeah, that's the three pieces. This is a fantastic photo. I got to tell you something. When someone makes a really good photo, it makes the world a difference, because you see beautiful details that you normally gloss over. I mean, look at this watch here. I'm not a huge fan of the plastic Datejust, but this is a nice sharp bracelet, beautiful dial. I like it. Looking at this picture here, it's really cool to see the it's just really cool. It's really cool. So thank you for putting the extra effort in to send me a beautiful photo. Now I don't know.
And the Tudor is the Tudor is the ETA version, right?
Yeah, which is they're actually more collectible. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, actually I do.
But I think this is a very nice collection here, which now completes my Holy Trinity trio. I don't know if I'd say holy. Well, it could be his own personal Holy Trinity trio.
Well, the guy's just starting out. That's a great collection to start out with.
Yes.
I mean, he's got a Rolex, he's got an Omega, and he's got a Tudor. I don't think you could. You know, I really might be starting to warm on the Omega Speedmaster, I got to say.
You know, I nearly sold mine this week, Clive.
How much?
4,200 Aussie.
Well, not bad. Not bad. How much do they cost? How much can you get one for Aussie from Gray dealers?
Well, this is the problem. you'd have to get one from Joma Shop, and you could get nabbed with customs, etc., etc. So it's a bit of an unknown, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I said no. I said, look, no. It was just something that entered my mind. No, I didn't do it. I'm glad I didn't. I look at this picture here, and I would be regretting it. I'd be saying, gee, that's a nice-looking Omega Speedmaster. Actually, I must admit, this is so beautiful how he's photographed this. It really helps. He's got a. You can see the care. He cares for his watches. Can you see the love he's put in here or not, Clive?
Well, I can see that he must be under the age of 35 because at least he can take a good photograph with a cell phone. Oh, super chat.
Super chat. We had a super chat.
Would you, Tanzilla, sorry, would you A, wear the ATA tutor in this review, or B, let Auntie Hunter give you a Nuru massage wearing a fake Patek?
I think wear the Tudor. The Tudors are great. That's a beautiful looking watch. I really love the Tudor. Now, Clive, we haven't finished the story here. Let me continue on. Like you, I like to limit myself to one brand per watch. But I also take this a step further. I also limit each watch
per brand?
No, one watch per function, i.e., one chronograph, one dress, a diver, etc. Which is fair enough. I think I've basically done that. The only way I've stuffed that up is I've got 2 chronographs. Okay.
Yep.
But that's okay. I don't mind that. That was never my idea to have. You know, that's okay.
Well, also,
now, let me finish reading. Let me finish reading, Clive. Let me finish reading. Yeah. He goes, later on down the road, I hope to expand this to a 5-piece collection once I become more successful in my career. Great Reverso, Clive. I love that Reverso, by the way. Just keep your hand there. That looks, just hand up again.
One second.
Yeah, actually, no. This $3 camera, I can't see terribly much, but I could just make out it's a rectangle. He goes, he wants to make it a 5-piece collection eventually. The plan is to swap out the Datejust for a Lange and Sun 1815 200th anniversary Honey Gold or Saxonia. I'll also swap out the Tudor for a AP Royal Oak 15400. That's just a classic Royal Oak. This is a stainless steel Royal Oak with the blue waffle dial. Finally, I'd add a Rolex GMT Master 2 Coke bezel, as well as a Jaeger Cultra Reverso. The final collection will look like this. A Lange & Sun 1815 or Saxonia. Number 2 will be a Rolex GMT Master 2 Coke. Number 3 would be an AP Royal Oak stainless steel with blue dial. Number 4 would be a Jaeger Cultra Reverso. Number 5 would be an Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. So he sent me $50 has been sent. And remember, do this one with Clyde. Clyde, you got fans there. Clyde. I always appreciate his opinion as well as yours. Sincerely, Logan.
Well,
what do you think?
Face it, I'm just a low-rent Suckerhorn stand-in.
Yes. Clive, I got to tell you, I'm a little disappointed, right? I'm a little disappointed that he would get rid of... I would like to have the 3 watches he has still remain in the collection. I don't know. I just feel a bit wrong about that. So he's going to... I would probably keep... I reckon the 2 watches to keep here would be the Speedmaster and the Tudor. Maybe get rid of the Rolex for a GMT Pepsi. I think that's okay to do. So what I would be doing is he could sell the Datejust, upgrade that to a Coke. Yep, that's fine. Or a Pepsi. That's fine. That's fine, right? Yes, I approve of that. The Omega Speedmaster, of course, we would keep that. But I would probably keep... I would also keep the Tudor. I don't know about you. I think the Tudor is really cool.
Well, you kind of have waffled a bit on the Tudor, though. Your position has kind of changed a bit over time, to and fro. You know, and quote unquote, the Tudor's for people who can't afford a Rolex.
Yes, you're right. I do stand by my words there. It depends on individual circumstances. Like,
so you're saying someone just starting out, there's nothing wrong with the Tudor?
Of course, that's right.
Okay.
But somebody who has Rolexes and then they want to get a Tudor, well, that's why would you bother? Why would you bother? It depends on individual circumstances, and I feel very happy with this guy because he's got an Omega Speedmaster in the collection.
Right. Now, if someone actually had a Rolex collection and they wanted to look at a Tudor Blackblade chronograph instead of a Daytona, I don't know if that would necessarily be a sin or not. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's quite okay. Yes. They could do that.
Can you hold on? I'm so sorry. My house guest left. We were watching the movie Conspiracy, and then she took a phone call. I'm trying to say, hey, could you turn the TV off? But she took a phone. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
No worries there. That's okay. This is Archie Luxury on the Archie Luxury Paul Pluta channel. Today we're discussing Logan's collection, and I would say, to be honest with you, Logan, I'd be keeping the Tudor and the Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon. That's what I'd like to see. A Lange, I think, yes, the Langes are beautiful. I think Lange would be a fantastic. Clive, I was just going to say, this is my opinion.
Go ahead.
I think the Lange is a fantastic. Any Lange, I don't know if I'd go for the 200th anniversary honey gold. That's getting too. You got to, when you're buying these things, you're buying secondhand. It's whatever's a good deal Lange at the time. I mean, to say you're only going to buy the honey pot version is ridiculous. That's just. Did you
see the super chat?
Yes. Could you read that super chat in a minute?
Sorry.
Read that.
Archie, you promote not buying overpriced watches with ETA movements. What is your justification hunting down a Breitling with a similar movement? I think they're talking about your Breitling. You're wanting in a Breitling diver with an ETA.
Yeah, well, the truth is, right? The truth is that I can't afford a Submariner. I can't afford, I don't think they're good value. I really do like the look of. I really do like the look of the Super Ocean Heritage. I like the look of it. It's got that retro feel. I think it's amazing. Right. Bang per buck.
Well, can I point out something?
Yes.
Rudy Dobson actually pointed out that Breitling has the exact same movement as the Squale.
Yes.
So wouldn't that mean that you'd basically be a movement Eskimo brother with TGV, since your watch and his watch would share the same movement?
No, considering that movement is used in thousands of watches. That movement is used in thousands of watches. I tell you what, I could do a Tudor. I might even do a Tudor. Let me just. I don't have any money at the moment, okay? I'll be completely frank and honest with you. I am completely broke.
Now, if someone wants to help you out with that, what would be a good way that someone on the channel could help you work toward the next luxury watch?
They could sponsor me on Patreon. They could send me a spare couple of Bitcoins. They could do a request a paid review. There's so many ways you can help Archibald Chesterfield III out. I got to tell you, yes, you're right. I normally don't recommend EDA shitters, but I would like to have a more affordable diver, because if it does go wrong, it's not going to be that expensive. It's going to be less expensive to fix than an in-house. That's why I'm thinking of an ETA in the diver. If you look at my collection, you'll actually notice I don't have any ETA-based watches. All my movements are in-house. You know that, Clive?
Yes.
The Patek,
Yes.
the Reverso, the Rolex Explorer, the Speedmaster, the Breguet, and even the IWC. They're all in-house. So I kind of want to have 1 foot in the ETA pie.
Because you specifically chose that model of Ingenieur out of all of the broad range, even though they're primarily, I think, ETA, you chose that one specifically because they were gunning after Rolex in quality, and for that one model only, or almost, had their own in-house movement on it, correct?
Yes, they were actually gunning after AP. They were trying to gun after AP. AP. They're going to be AP quality at a slightly more expensive than Rolex price. But for whatever reason, it didn't work out. I got to tell you, I would say here, right? Seriously, I think the Saxonia, any Lange is fine as a Grail. I wouldn't limit myself to certain brand or model. That's getting, that doesn't how, it's not how it works in the secondhand market.
Right.
I
Because
think
you have to choose what's available.
exactly. Got to buy the good buy. You don't necessarily buy the exact one you want. Otherwise, you have to pay retail. Retail is made for people like that.
Right. Now, also, if someone has a specific question about whether they should buy a specific watch or not, either new or pre-owned, what would be a good resource for them to use?
Yes, they could contact Archie Luxury. I can give them advice. Chrono 24 is very good, but guys, you can get advice from me for not much coin. Now, Clive, let me just go through his collection. This is my view. Okay. I think Lange is good as a Grail. Lange is good as a Grail. A Rolex GMT Master 2, yes, or an Explorer 2, because the Rolexes are getting a bit expensive. Right. Sorry, not the Rolexes. I meant to say the GMTs are getting a bit expensive.
Right.
The AP, I don't know if he needs the AP. I don't know if he needs the AP. Because the AP, if you're going to get a Lange, why do you need a Lange and an AP? You have one Grail, holy, you know, you come on, let's be honest there. That's serious. I'd rather keep the Tudor. So I would keep the Tudor instead of getting an AP. A Reverso, yes, tick that box. And the Omega Speedmaster. So the only thing I would do to you is I would say keep the Speedmaster and the Tudor. You can flick the date just to get a GMT or an Explorer 2. But I reckon, how many super expensive watches do you need? I think one Lange is fine. You either get a Lange or you go for an AP Royal Oak. What do you think, Clyde? Does that make sense, what I'm saying? What do you honestly
think? Yes, because if you have a Submariner, you don't also get a Seamaster unless you want to limit your collection only to dive watches.
Yeah, but he's kind of saying he wants to have a Lange, he wants to have an AP, he wants to have a Jaeger LeCoultre. I think he's got too much high-end. That stuff is really expensive shit. And
then that could be, like I said, the guy's just starting out. And
he's starting out. You got to take it baby steps, baby steps, baby steps.
And actually, for someone just starting out, that's a dandy little collection right there.
You know, Clive, I've actually inventing. I gotta tell you a sneaky thing. I got the 7-step program to developing a super collection.
Okay. Now, how would someone?
I'm going to be releasing that on my channel soon in the new year. Baby steps. We're talking about. Actually, I'm going to be having baby 7-step program to having what you want in a collection. Okay, we'll talk about it soon. Okay.
Okay. Well, actually, I think you're more in need of a 12-step program or two. But yes, awesome.
Yes.
So if someone watches the 7-step program, they won't have to really pay you anymore for paid watch advice, right?
No, definitely not. I'm not that stupid, Clive. No,
I was kind of wondering, actually.
It kind of gives people a basic principle. When I'm talking to them, I can say, what baby step are you on? Oh, you're on here. Oh, you're on there. So, yeah, we've got a number of things we're going to do. Clive, I wanted to talk to you.
Super chat.
Yes.
Super chat. What's dirtier, TGV's mustache or Archie Luxury's DMs to the ladyboys on Tinder? Oh, direct message. Okay. Nice.
Oh, deep and meaningful, I thought.
No, direct message.
Okay. Probably my message to the lady boys on Tinder. Thank you.
Especially since he shaved the mustache. So I've heard.
Now, I got to tell you, I think with his collection, would you be getting rid of, what would you be keeping out of those three? What would you keep? I reckon those are beautiful pieces.
Right.
I think it's a beautiful three-piece collection. What do you think?
Well, yeah, it's a nice, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And
what do you think of his dreams? But what do you think of his dreams? His dreams, he wants to get a Lange, he wants to get a Coke, he wants to get an AP, he wants to get a Reverso. What do you think of those dreams? Tell me what you think is good and what is bullshit. Be brutal here, Clive.
A Reverso is nice. Keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you get one pre-owned. Keep on the pre-owned market, and yeah, positive. Oh, by the way, can I also make a quick announcement?
Yes.
There's actually a little subgroup we're starting on the Brisbane Watch Forum. It's called the Fraternity of Reverso Wearing Watch Wankers.
Okay,
so if
beautiful.
you have actually, and of course, fraternity is spelled pho. So anyway, just post a picture of yourself wearing a Reverso, and you will be inducted into the fraternity.
Beautiful. That's beautiful, Clive. Clive, tell me what you think? I think I want to ask your opinion. He's paid for your opinion.
Yes.
I've said my thing. I said
on the live comment, Tanzil Ansari, who's already in the fraternity, greeted me in the appropriate manner. Respect us. Yes.
You know his dream for these. What would you do? What 5 watches do you think he should? What do you reckon he should keep out of these 3? And what should he add? That's the question, Clive.
Well, and to be honest, we're talking about really, really, really long-range plans here. So the only thing I would say definitely keep beyond is the Omega, and the other 2. Of course, the longer you have them, especially the Tudor, they should appreciate and value really. Probably the Tudor, I would say, more than the Datejust. But replace the other 2 as the appropriate used pieces come along.
What do you think of his 5 then? Let's just go through that list, Clive. What do you think of that 5 there? I want to hear your opinion. He's paid for your opinion.
Well, okay. Reverso, I think, should be the next piece, frankly. That would replace the Datejust.
How would you do this? Oh, so you would sell the Datejust and get a Reverso?
No, acquire the Datejust, then sell. Acquire the Reverso, then sell the Datejust. Okay,
fine. Next step 2?
Well, and it depends. The reason why I'm saying that is because I think that would probably be the most likely piece you could acquire for a reasonable price, because GLC is still soft. Yeah. Oh, by the way, $2 super chat from Mark Jukley, or £2 super chat. Which one of the Reversos would you recommend then?
Look, he could go for a tribute to 1931. He could go for I love the Reverso Grand Date. I fell in love with that model. I also love the Reverso calendar. My advice would be the Reverso should be manual wind, steel on a leather strap. That's basically and I prefer the bigger sizes. The classic size I think is a little small. Unless you're a small structured guy, I would really try and you got to get the grand size.
You forgot the duo face.
That is a beautiful piece. That is actually the duo face is just a classic. That is a classic Reverso. Super, super, super. That's an amazing. There's so many good Reversos.
There really is.
But I tend to stay away from automatic. They have some automatic Reversos. You know that?
I did not know that. Everyone I've seen, everyone I've heard referred to is always a manual wind.
Yeah, they got the GMT Reverso. I think that's there's a GMT Reverso which is automatic. Okay.
Yeah, I think you'd want to stay with the manual winders too. Stay as close to the original roots as you can.
And stay away from the Squadra. They had the Reversos rectangular. They had a version called the Squadra, which is a square, which just looks Then they're okay, but they're not as. And they had a real funky one in many years ago. They had this ugly Reverso, which they tried to make it a sports watch. It just looks shit. It just looks. What's that model called? You know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about, or you don't?
I've seen reference to it, but I can't tell. I mean, but
it's got that integrated bracelet. It's got that integrated type. Just looks shit. You know, I think that's the Squadra. No, it's not the Squadra. But anyhow, look, you understand what I'm saying.
Right. Stick with the icons. Stick with the classics.
So you think step one would be for him to get a Reverso, some sort of Reverso. And then he could get rid of the Datejust if necessary.
Yeah.
What would you acquire after that?
Now, what were the other? The Lange, and what was the other one?
Some Lange. He wants to get a Rolex GMT Master 2 Coke, an AP. Would you be getting an AP? You tell me the advice. Well, I suppose it depends on his career, doesn't it?
His career, and what's available out there. I mean, it could be fire sale, and just a once in a 100 chance of finding a good deal on an AP.
I got to be honest with you, Logan. What's your student loan situation like? Did you have student loans, Clive?
Super chat. Oh yeah, super chat by Louis Toledo. A new AP Royal Oak 15400 rose gold on black leather strap, 25,000 gray market dealer versus 32,000 retail. Good idea, or still preferred pre-owned if you can find it?
Always pre. Oh no, gray dealer is good. Gray dealer is good.
Well,
gray dealer.
So basically, he'd be saving $7,000, presumably plus tax on top of that, going to like a boutique or an authorized dealer. So you think and we're also talking rose gold.
Look, I got to be honest with you. That is a lot of money for a That's a lot of serious coin for a for just one watch. $25,000 US. That's more than my world time. That's a lot of coin. Do you really want to do that? That's a collection in it. That watch is a collection in itself. You understand? You imagine what you could get if you got a few.
You could literally just prowl around to get a collection of Rolexes. Get an entire Rolex collection.
You get some amazing pieces for 25 US, couldn't you?
Yes. Okay, Tenzil, sorry. Would you prefer $5 super chat? Would you prefer listening to a Patek Philippe minute repeater or Federico sing Despacio?
Minute repeater, any minute repeater.
Okay. So, sorry, where were we at?
I kind of think, Clive, with this guy here, what's his student loan situation like? If he's just graduated, I wouldn't be buying this AP until he got rid of some of his student loan debt. Did you have much student loan debt, Clive?
For undergrad, no, but for law school, yes.
How much are we talking about?
Can I also point out one other thing?
Sure.
Suck a horn!
What was your student loans like, Clive?
Well, it was 20 years ago, so it wasn't nearly as bad as they are now. Also, Logan has no loans.
How do you know this?
Because he's actually on the live chat, and he said I have no loans. So, yeah.
Well, he's on the live chat. Logan, let's see if we can ask him some questions. I'd like to ask him questions. Logan, I think realistically, my view is keep the Tudor and the Speedmaster. Do not get rid of those two. What do you think of that, Logan? What does Logan think of that? I think those two are beautiful watches. I know it's a Tudor, but it's just such a gorgeous piece. How could you get rid of that? I think those.
Is there a good way to? Can you think of a way if anyone on the live chat wants me to redo the sucker horn call? What'd be a good way to get me to
super chat, and you could do that again and again and again.
Okay, awesome.
So, what's Logan's name on the live chat?
Well,
here we
Logan
go.
Hall.
I think that's certainly an option. I don't think I'll let go of the date just so quick. Yeah, let me say this to Logan. From the picture, it looks really sharp. What do you think, Clive? It looks like a really nice example.
I'm trying to figure out, is that a silver dial
No,
or a
I
white
think
dial?
it's a whitish dial, whitish.
I like that. I like the contrast of the
I think
white.
it's a creamy.
And the
It's more of a creamy dial. It's a creamy. I think it looks beautiful. It's a nice example.
nice, minty fresh.
Yeah, a 16013. That they are amazing bang per buck. I've owned a few 16013s. My first Datejust I bought for myself was a 16013. Great piece. I had the champagne dial.
Do you know who else? Do you know who else currently has a 16013?
You do.
Blue Dial.
Blue Dial. That's right. I think they're a lovely watch.
Oh,
Logan,
yes.
I don't understand, Logan. Let me say this to you, Logan. I'm a little bit disappointed that you've got so many it's like having a car collection. I got a Mercedes, I got a BMW, and I got a Boxster Porsche, but I want to buy a Lamborghini and I want to buy a Rolls Royce. Some of these, I think, Logan, it's good to have one super expensive watch, but I wouldn't have a Lange and an AP. You either have one or the other. You don't have. It's so much money. It's so much money. What do you think, Clive? Is that a fair comment or not?
Well, and like I said, I haven't really jumped into the hobby that deeply yet. I mean, like I said, this is probably this or the Zenith is probably the El Primero is probably.
He goes, the AP and the A Lange are not realistic, but I can dream.
Okay, yeah, and Logan,
Logan, you can get an A Lange for not ridiculous money. The Lange itself, there, I love the Lange one. I think one is okay, but I wouldn't be getting rid of the Tudor to get the AP. The AP is very, very. I know a few people who've got APs. I got a few friends who've got 15300s and 15400s. And they're very delicate. So I don't know whether I'd be swapping the Tudor, which is such a useful watch. It's so cool. I wouldn't be getting rid of that Tudor. But I really do think, Logan, in your case there, I think a Reverso would be good. Clive, you support me on that, don't you?
Yeah, actually. I mean, I think Reverso is definitely approachable. Keep your eyes peeled. Keep hitting the bushes. Flick the Rolex. Okay, We have someone standing on the debate. Suckerhorn. And Suckerhorn, as we know, hardly ever sounds off on watches.
I think it's a lovely watch, but it's kind of charming that it is vintagey, 1980. That could be a birth year watch for Logan. What if I swapped?
But Suckerhorn to sound off on a watch thing, that's like Silent Bob when he finally speaks the one time during every Jay and Silent Bob movie. When Silent Bob speaks that one line, it's worth volumes.
Just very quickly, we'll come back to that in 1 minute. Logan's just come back and says, what if I swapped the Datejust for a Reverso and added a GMT2? Perfect. Permission granted. You now have permission.
Dual face. Best of both worlds.
No, but he wants a Rolex still. He can't get rid of the... well, I don't know what duo face he would go for. He could go for...
Whichever one he can get the best deal on.
Look at this. Super chat. Could you read that out, Clive?
Super chat. What costs more? Audemars Piguet Royal Oak servicing or the cost fake YouTube watch gurus spend money on views? So what costs more? Servicing by Audemars Piguet or what?
Or buying views. Buying views. Because they do it on every video. They don't just do it on one. They're buying views on every. And if you compare the number of views they're getting compared to other watch channels, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. There's a few cheaters out there. There's quite a few cheaters. Clive,
Suckerhorn also agrees with you.
Yes, Clive.
Because in AP servicing, you only have to get it like maybe once every 3, 4, 5 years. Every video. So, I'm sorry, what was the question?
Clive, what do you think Logan should do then? What would you do? You're a You're saying get the Reverso.
Well, the Reverso, it kind of depends what comes up. I think he would probably be more likely to find a good deal on a Reverso. I think the days of the cheap GMTs are over.
How about an Explorer 2? Would he go for an Explorer 2?
Well, and it also depends upon, like I said, Vintage Rolex Watches says, so apparently if you want to get a Explorer 2, go down to the southeast and look over there. But in my area, Explorer 2s are going for used Submariner money. Screw that. It's an Explorer 2, for Christ's sake. You don't spend sub money on an Explorer 2. Get real. Get a sub. So, yeah. So, check out the prices. I mean, an Explorer 2, if you can find a really good deal.
He's never been a fan of the Explorers. Fair enough, Logan. Fair enough there. I got to tell you, Logan, what I really like about your collection. Let me tell you what I like about your rules. 1 watch per brand and 1 function per watch. So he doesn't have 2 chronographs. He doesn't have 2 dress watches. Each watch has to be a separate brand, and he's got some really interesting rules. You notice, Clive, that he's not saying all white metals. He's gone for a bit of two-tone in there, which is very interesting. I think that's good, which means he could get a Lange in yellow gold, because yellow gold is going to be, I reckon, it's a great way to go. That's the best best way to go.
Well, and the thing is, traditionally, two-tone was always on the way out. And, if two-tone is for older guys, the uncle's watch, as you put it, the two-tone Datejust. And the younger, hipper guys do, like, stainless steel. But the funny part is that my septuagenarian Rolex adopted watch fathers, Uberoki and his pocket jeweler, are actually saying that even in Oklahoma, two-tone is making a strong comeback.
Well, you know what? Right. But I think one of the most beautiful two-tones of all time is Patek has actually released a... have you seen that two-tone chronograph Nautilus with the blue dial? Did you ever see that?
I have, and yeah, that is nice.
That's a super.
So you think?
Super.
So my
actually, I got a picture of it. I was going to bring that up on the screen. Do you want to see that on the screen,
yes,
Clive?
Absolutely, please. Yes.
That up on the screen. Here we go. It's coming up. Just hang on. Bear with me. Oops, where's it gone? Just hang on. Bear with me. This is the one I'm trying to talk.
Two-tone is the anti-cool, which is by definition. Oh, yeah. Well, the blue dial, yeah. Absolutely.
That's just they're big money. Nautilus, two-tone. I just think that is so sexy. So I think two-tone is. I'm a huge lover of two-tone. Brown vinyl. You know, normally people who wear two-tone also have those vinyl cuffs on their jackets. You know, those like Rockford Files had those in the elbow corners.
I've never. Okay, Tanzis, sorry, he's running out of funds, so now he's down to $2 Canadian. Give Mark Goldberg a mustache ride or wear a squale. I think it would be a squale.
Yeah, I think I'd have to go with the squale. I got a bit worried.
Not against Mark. I mean, if I was going to, I'm not saying Mark is unattractive or anything. I just, no.
Yes.
Squale.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly it there. That's, as I've said there before, Clive, every man needs a Rolex Datejust.
Yes. But, anyway, like I said, my watch guys over here are actually saying a couple of things. Number one, that two-tone is making a strong comeback.
Yes.
And especially, and like I said, two-tone and blue, golden blue. As you know, I kind of have a predilection towards that anyway.
Yes, that's a good point there. I think Logan's got a great collection. It's got starting off on such a great way. How does he afford this stuff? That's a lot of money for a young guy. I don't know how old he is.
Well, okay. If you were on the Brisbane Watch Forum, if you kind of looked around, it's possible to do a little snooping on Facebook, and I can kind of see that. I can see how, but I'm not going to say why because I got class and shit like that.
I see.
Yeah.
It's 24. Shit. That's
minimal expenses.
Minimal expenses. Wow, fantastic. That's I must say, for someone who's 24, that's an amazing collection. What do you think?
Suckerhorn, man, Suckerhorn. I need to get off here. You have Suckerhorn on Watch Reviews. Two-tone is poor man's solid gold.
He's only 24. He's only 24. He's only 24. I mean, that's
true.
I mean, that's an amazing for a 24-year-old. What were you doing at 24?
I honestly almost can't remember back that far. Working shit legal jobs for shit legal pay. When you're young in the legal profession,
I actually think these 3 pieces Logan's got are just superb. I love them all. You could easily just keep those. I tell you something, Logan. You know what? Instead of flippers are failures, is that right, Clive? That's your saying, right?
Flippers are failures, and I learned that.
Why doesn't he add?
I learned it from watching you. I learned it from watching you, Dad.
Clive, I got to tell you, maybe he could just don't sell anything, just add. I reckon the 4th piece he could add as a reverso, and then he could add something like a. There are some inexpensive Langes. You know that, don't you?
There are. I don't know.
He doesn't plan on buying anything else for like 7 to 10 years. Okay, fair enough. That's because I got to say that collection he's got is just.
Yeah, but okay, Logan. Yeah, but I understand what you're saying. Yes, but save the money up, keep it separate, keep it out, and be ready to move just in case. Never hurts. Never hurts, especially since you're not married yet.
Yeah, well, that's the scary thing is that how receptive. What does Logan do? He's 24. Does he get the Lange before her indoors comes on the scene, or does he get it later on in life? Like, can you imagine how receptive your wife would be? I want to buy a $20,000 watch. Sure, kiddo.
Well, true, but it depends how much he's making anyway. If she gets to get 2 or 3, he's
in the insurance industry. You know, Logan, these bitches don't want you to have fun. Women don't want you to have fun. They really do not want you to have fun.
That's why women like to have sex with their eyes closed. They can't see it. They can't stand to see a man having a good time.
I mean, Logan, what's he going to do? I don't know whether he gets the Lange before he gets married or after. What advice do you have there?
Get as much as you can before you get married, quite frankly. And also, he's
not into women. He's not into women, he says.
Or civil union, whatever way you swing, kid, that's not my business. That's not for me to judge.
Yeah, that's a very, very nice collection.
Into guys, there we go. I got it. If he's into guys, hook up with Mark Goldberg and get all his Rolexes. Are you in the Chicago area, Logan? Yeah.
I don't think he's gay. I don't think he's gay. I think he's just yes.
Oh, I thought you said he's not into women. I was about to say Archie Luxury.
No, he's straight. He's straight, but he's not going to be ripped off by these bitches. He's an MG toe. No. He's a MGTOW. MGTOW. He's like you, Clive. You're a MGTOW, aren't you? Because there ain't a gay bone in your body. I tell you this now. There ain't nothing. Not that we don't like gay men. I love gay men, but you don't have a woman around.
Let me put it this way. Let me share something about my childhood. 3 sisters, no brothers, domineering mother, and a traveling salesman father who is often gone. If gay was a lifestyle choice, I would, but it's not. It's not. Yeah, because if gay was a choice, I probably would have all the characteristics growing up.
He's got a kick-ass. What do you think of his collection? Those for a 24-year-old. That's a kick-ass collection,
that's
isn't it?
Awesome. That's awesome. And here's what's nice. Here's what's encouraging. That's a 24-year-old getting into the hobby.
Mm.
That is actually promising for all of us.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Well, and as Holdor F333 says, well, I don't know what he's saying. Never mind. I thought I knew, but I looked at it again. So, yeah, don't get married. Get all the watches you can. It's all right to have long-term plans, but on the other hand, have 5, 6, 7,000 saved up in a sock drawer, someplace where if you know it's safe, and be ready just in case. Because sometimes if that deal comes along, it always comes along when the bank is closed. Okay, $5. This is for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you sold off Logan's collection, how many chicks could you take home from a sex bar in Bangers? And could you also take the Mama San home too? I think that's meant for you.
You would have the time of your life if you sold off Logan's collection, man. That would be, you could last a month in a hedonistic lifestyle. You could last a month. It would be amazing.
I am anxiously waiting for news from Uberoki.
Now, Clive, do you want to do one more? I said we're only going to do one show. Can we do one more?
I think we could squeeze. Yeah, it's kind of like you and Nanoplaza. I think you can always squeeze in a quick one.
I've got. This is a very, very interesting topic because you're going to love it. Okay, so let's just kill this one here. Thank you so much, Logan. I really do appreciate. I think that was a great review. I think you got a great collection, man. And don't let the bitches take your watches off you. We're going to come back with another live show. Stay tuned, guys. This is going to be fantastic. Bargain watches. We're going to be talking high-end horological bargains. Okay, come back